A very warm greetings to all. So today we are going to study chapter number 11 of your textbook, that is Introduction to Programming. Coming to the today's topic, first we will study the concept of programming. Second, we will study basic programming terminologies. Third, data types used in programming. And lastly, we will see constants and variables used in programming. Coming to our first topic. So our first topic is concept of programming. There are three main types of programming languages. First one is machine language, low level language. Second, assembly language, and last is high level language. Now we will study these languages in brief. First, machine language. Machine language is a collection of binary digits or bits that the computer reads and interprets. Machine language is the only language a computer is capable of understanding. It is also called a digital language because it is a language of OS and 1S. When working with machine language, it requires less execution time. Second, we have assembly language. So an assembly language is a low-level programming language which uses symbols to generate its codes. To overcome the disadvantages of machine language, assembly language was developed. It is designed for a specific family of processors that represent various instructions in symbolic code and a more comprehensible form. Last, we have high-level languages. It is a programming language which uses English like statements and symbols to create instructions. A high-level language simplifies computer programming by developing a program in a user-friendly programming context. It does not depend on a computer's hardware architecture. This language is not machine-oriented like machine language. For example, C, C++, Python, Java, etc. Coming to the next, basic programming terminologies. So first one, we have algorithm. So a sequence of steps used to solve a particular problem in simple English language is an algorithm. It does not require one to follow the syntax and semantics to create the instructions. Second, we have API. API means Application Programming Interface. It is a set of predefined protocols and tools that are helpful in developing a good application software. Third, we have arithmetic operators. They are the operators which are used to perform arithmetic operations or mathematical calculation. It is used to perform operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponent, and floor of integer division. Coming to the next, so we have assignment operator. An assignment operator is used to assign a value to a variable. It is represented as equal to. For example, a is equal to 10. Here a value is assigned to the variable a using equal to operator. Then we have assembler. It is a computer program used to translate the program written in assembly language to machine code. Then sixth, we have boolean. Boolean is a data type which has two possible values, true or false. Then we have bug. A bug is an error in a program which prevents it from running as expected. Then we have language processor. It is a software used to translate the instructions from one programming language to another. Assembler, interpreter, and compiler are the examples of language processors. Coming to the programmer. A programmer is a person who creates a program using a programming language. Then we have pseudocode. A pseudocode is an informal language which is used by programmers to create algorithm and is intended for human reading. Then we have source code. Source code refers to the code used to create a program. Then we have syntax. A syntax is a set of rules defined in a programming language. If you do not define the statement according to this rule, an error will be generated known as syntax error. Now we have variable. So variable is an identifier which is assigned a value. The value of a variable can be changed during program execution. Coming to our next topic, that is data types used in programming. So data type refers to the classification of data in computer programming. This grouping of data makes the compiler know how the programmer is going to utilize the data in a programming code. So data type defines the type of data used in a program. Secondly, the manner in which a value of that data type will be stored. Third, the operation that can be carried out on the data. So types of data we can see is integer, float, char, and string. Coming to them in brief, so integer is an integral whole number without a decimal point. This number can be positive, negative or zero, but does not contain any fractional component. Integers are represented in a computer as a group of binary digits. Integers can be signed or unsigned. Secondly, we have float. A float is a numeric data type which is used to store numeric values having fractional component. Floating point data types is used in a program whenever a programmer desires to use a number with decimal. It can hold a positive or negative values both. Third, we have char. Char is a character data type which represents a single unit of information. It is used to store a single letter, number, symbol or even a blank space. A value of char data type must be enclosed in single quotation mark. Coming to the next, we have string. So sequence of characters is called a string. It may contain letters, numbers and symbols. A string value is always enclosed in double quotation mark. Some valid examples of strings are Henry Parker, this is my school, etc. Coming to the next topic, that is constant and variable used in programming. So first we have constant. So a constant is a data value that does not change during the execution of a program. It remains same. There are two types of constants, literal constants and named constants. So literal constants are the actual values that are defined and remain fixed into the source code. For example, the string good morning data values is fixed into the program code. Secondly, we have named constants. It is they are the values where a name is defined to be used in place of a literal constants. For example, the minimum age limit to vote is always 18. Coming to the next, we have variables. So a variable is a data value which can change during the execution of the program. It does not remain constant. So naming a variable, there are rules that must be followed when naming a variable. Some are: first, a variable can consist of numbers, characters and or underscore. Second, the first character of a variable must be a character or underscore. Third, a variable name must not start with a number. Fourth, it can be of any length. Fifth, you can't use punctuation mark and blank spaces in a variable name. Last, you cannot use keywords as variable names. Now, coming to the last topic, which is benefits of using variables over constants. First, we have variables enable the programmer to use the same program to execute various sets of data. Secondly, it helps the programmer to understand whether the program is working as intended with all possible data sets. This is because if the values are the same as with constants, the output will be same every time. Third, it helps in creating flexible programs. Fourth, it helps in improving the performance of the function and simplifies the debugging process. And last, it improves the reliability and comprehension of code. So that was it for today's chapter. So what is your homework for today? You have to revise the chapter what we have studied today. So thanks to all of you. We will meet you soon in the next lecture.